You have these babies and they come into your life and they change your life and you're so proud of them and you love them so much. You want everything. You want the best for them. And so you apply that to the soccer field. You try to open doors for them. You try to make things easy for them and support them. And then you feel all of these other emotions that are wrapped up in watching your kid try to navigate. It becomes very real and you try to protect them as much as possible. But sometimes, you may go overboard. You're doing harm versus helping. Navigating their desires and where they see themselves going in sports is sometimes very muddy with our own emotions and how we see things playing out and what our hopes and dreams are for them.
The first time I really registered anxiety was at a championship game for rec soccer. This was really important to our parents and coaches. They brought us a big bag of candy to get us ready for this game. And it became clear to me that soccer was about winning at 8 years old.
From ages 0 to about 10, we call the developmental years. Those first years are the ones that matter the most because kids are trying to answer two questions. What makes me safe? What makes me valuable? And that forms a sense of who I am. You put a child in a sandbox, they just play and they move and they learn their world. But we put them inside this structure and say, do this thing and don't do this thing. And then we begin this feedback loop. They start to develop a triangulated relationship. My relationship with this activity is connected to my relationship with my parents. Now that child is in there trying to answer this simple question, how do I get the thing I need from the love that's on the sideline? An unconscious sense of who they are is rooted in their relationship with the game, which of course is a major problem because if I fail, I lose the thing I need most in the entire world, which is the love.
On Frame was really birthed out of really hard work that I did towards the end of my MLS and international career where I was struggling with depression and anxiety.
I've been writing and speaking around anxiety and I was also coaching soccer and these two parts of my life started to come together and I was starting to notice things in the players I was training that I met Patrick IANNI.
After doing therapy that was really helpful for me, I started to do private training with youth players and there wasn't a single kid that I was working with that wasn't shutting down emotionally when I was training them.
We finally went, you know what, let's just stop with this technical training and let's just deal with the anxiety, deal with all these blockages we're seeing in these kids so that the training they're already doing becomes higher quality. They can get out of it what they were meant to get out of it. From that was born a real passion inside both of us.
I remember picking up Emily from practice. First thing out of my mouth was, hey, how did practice go? And she wouldn't talk to me. And I finally teased it out, and it came out that I don't want to talk to you because you're going to yell at me. And it just kind of hit me like a punch in your stomach.
I was trying to earn love through the game of soccer, and it was never meant to do that. Soccer was never meant to give you love, and all the shame and anxiety that I carried as a kid carries on, and I was still seeking that as a grown man. I wasn't able to ever really get better as a professional player, and that is extremely torturous because there's something inside of you that wants to get better, but then there's something else that's fighting against that doesn't want to hear that, and it just wants safety. It just wants love.
And it's because the expectation put on kids to perform while they're still trying to just figure out who I am creates a tremendous amount of anxiety. Now, it doesn't mean we can't do sports because that social interaction is beautiful and there's something unique about it in a soccer environment. The problem is that as they're developing that wonderful relationship with their friends, which is great, the relationship with the game itself is not great.
Reading On Frame absolutely enlightened me to how my own inner anxiety plays into how I experience a game. Becoming self-aware of that was the first step in changing how we were experiencing soccer and how our kids were experiencing soccer.
What On Frame is a tool to begin to open the awareness.
Same thing with the kids. We want to give our kids the tools to succeed in life. On Frame is a tool we can give parents to help succeed and navigate through some of those challenges you see.
Scoring the MLS Goal of the Year in 2012 felt like one of the safest moments of my life up until that point.
That should teach us something, you know? It should teach us something about what we really need as a culture. And if we begin to use the proper measurement tools for what makes a great life, is it playing professional soccer or is it finding joy in everything you do?